Hi class, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to find the missing length, width, height, radius, diameter, etc. when given the volume. So to find these, we first have to understand that the volume formula is different depending on the shape. So if I'm working with a cylinder, first we want to write down the formula for volume of a cylinder. So the volume of a cylinder, which I'm going to represent with V, is going to be equal to pi times the radius squared times the height. That's always the volume for a cylinder. But if I want to break it down some more, we can replace pi with 3.14. Because if we don't have a calculator, we can calculate 3.14 at least by just multiplying decimals. I'm going to replace r squared or radius squared with just radius times radius. And then I'll keep h the same. So this is going to be the volume for a cylinder. Now here in this question, I'm already given the volume of the cylinder. It's 450 centimeters cubed. So I'm going to write that down. I'm already given the volume as 450. It's equal to 3.14. I have the diameter equals to 17. So if diameter is 17, that means the radius is just half of my diameter because radius is just from the center to the edge. So in this case, it's diameter divided by 2. My diameter is 17, so 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. So 8.5 is going to be my radius. So I have volume, it's given to me right here. I have the radius, which I found. I have pi, which is 3.14. So I'm just going to go 3.14 times 8.5 times 8.5. And then I'm going to times the missing value I'm looking for, which is h, my height. So I know everything except height. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the 3.14 by 8.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to end up having 450 is still on the left side of the equation. So 3.14 times 8.5 times 8.5, that's going to be equal to 226.865. And then I'm going to multiply that by my h, my height. So this becomes a one-step equation in this case here. I want to isolate for h so that I can solve it. The other way to do it is to guess and check, which you would ask yourself, what can I multiply 226.865 by in order for it to become 450, which is kind of hard to guess. So in this case, we're going to just we're just going to solve the equation. So to solve the equation, since I want to isolate x by itself, since I want to isolate h by itself, since h is being multiplied by 226.865, I'm going to start by dividing 226.865 to this side. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So because I divided 226.865 times h by 226.865, I have to do it to the 450 as well. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, great. Now, 450 divided by 226.865 is going to be equal to 1.9835 dot dot dot. So it continues on forever. And now on this side, since any number divided by any number, aside from 0, is just going to be equal to 1, I'm just left with 1h, which is just simply h. So because of that, I can, if I decide to round this to, let's say, the nearest hundredth, I would say my h, my height, is going to be equal to 1.98 centimeters. And that's going to be my height. Now, how do I check my work? Well, if I check my work, I would use this equation again. Just let h be 1.9835 dot dot dot, times it by my radius of 8.5, times it again by 8.5, and times it by 3.14. And if I do so and I get 450 as an answer, then that means I did the question correctly.